So I kind of missed out on the whole Last Jedi fiasco because I wasn't really making content like I am now back then. That was like right at the beginning, the infancy of my YouTube career, of me making content. That was like when I first started. So I missed out on all of that. But I'm here for it now. And man, it is crazy when you're looking for content to talk about that you're interested in. And I like to talk about stuff that I'm actually interested in talking about. I like Star Wars a lot. And I like making fun of a good cringe fest, which is exactly what this is. There's stuff to talk about for miles when it comes to this movie because we're ramping up. Shills are coming out. Attacks are going on fandoms. And then you have insiders talking. So we're going to talk a couple things in this video. I got a couple of things that I want to discuss. We got insiders playing the blame game. We're going to talk about that. And some spoilers like Han Solo coming back as a Force ghost, which is absolutely stupid. But hey, you know, we've already kind of made a mess of Star Wars. Why not take it a step further? You can't stop me. I'm a Jedi from Jakku. So I want to start with this. You know, when I'm looking for content for the channel, Star Wars is plentiful. And one of the big things that's been going on is there's been constant interviews and leaks and everything going on, thanks to that movie coming out. And one thing that's really been coming to light is that insiders are starting to panic. And why wouldn't they? Star Wars has been a disaster for the past couple of years. Solo, hashtag Solo lost money. And then you had the whole Last Jedi thing. And now Rise of Skywalker, which sounds like a complete mess. I mean, let's be real. We've heard about constant reshoots, cuts, like different Lucas cuts and Kennedy cuts and Iger cuts, Abrams cuts. There's like 4 or 5 different versions of this movie. And if we're to believe the leaks, they just finalized a version literally like a week ago. This is bad. This is not how you normally run things like this. So apparently, because of all of this, insiders are playing the blame game. Because, well, they don't want to lose their jobs. I'm sure they're making lucrative amounts of money over at old Kennedy Films. Lucasfilms. And they don't want to lose their jobs, you know. So they're going to start pointing fingers. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of that going on because this film has been a mess. A complete dumpster fire. And they nail it down pretty good right here. Say, the Star Wars blame game has started. The final film in the new trilogy, The Rise of Skywalker, hits cinemas next week, but appears Disney insiders are already rushing to have their say on what went wrong. In a lengthy article published in the Wall Street Journal on the weekend, a number of current and former employees, some named and others anonymous, have painted an unflattering picture of Disney's handling of the $4 billion franchise it purchased in 2012. Rushed production, a lack of planning, bizarre narrative choices, and the injection of contemporary social and political themes into George Lucas's galaxy far, far away have all been blamed for fan backlash and falling ticket sales. Star Wars is political in the sense that it has a foundation in historical politics and rise of dictatorships and death of democracy, but it has never tried to take a stand on present-day issues, former Lucasfilm executive Howard Ruffman told the paper. Mr. Ruffman, who joined the company in 1980 and left 2 years ago, said some viewers now attribute contemporary motives to the content of the new films. And then the rest of the article goes on to talk about some of the disasters, like the recent Lando stuff. 2 things you can get on that, right? You can get on the stuff with Lando from Solo, which was weird with him trying to bang droids. And then you had the whole thing with Billy D. Williams, where they were trying to run all over the place saying that he was, you know, gender fluid, and then he comes out and is like, I don't even know what that is. They basically took things that he said out of context. It's just weird that those are the ways they choose to promote these movies now, is to say, hey, Lando swings both ways, or Lando considers himself male and female. Like, what does that have to do with spaceship fights and space knights? None of that has anything to do with Star Wars, but yet here we are. I really do kind of hope The Rise of Skywalker is a giant dumpster heap. I hope it's smelling of hot trash as soon as you walk in there. Because this is why. If that movie is a failure, they will 100% pretty much gut Lucasfilm all the way from the top to the bottom And maybe we can finally get more things like The Mandalorian. Imagine if we could have like constant products like The Mandalorian or Jedi Fallen Order. Maybe some better books that aren't written by people like Chuck Wendig. Maybe that would be something that we could see a lot. But if this movie is a massive success, they're not going to get rid of Kathleen Kennedy. That's the problem. So it's kind of a, what do? They've already screwed up the Skywalker stuff. One more, and then maybe we can move on and get better stuff. It's a possibility. We just need to get through this one final thing, and then maybe they'll get rid of, Kennedy and her little cuck crew, and bring in some people that will maybe come out and say, fans, we did you wrong. We're sorry. Here's really good stuff, and we're going to make constant good stuff that you'll love. That's the only way that's going to happen, because if this movie's a success, forget about it.
Hello there.
Because, Rise of Skywalker literally sounds like they're just throwing crap at a wall. So this is the big one. This came out from Doomcock, saying that Han Solo might possibly be returning as a Force ghost. That doesn't even make any sense. That makes no sense at all. He's not even a Force-sensitive person. But apparently, hey, why not? Everybody can be Force ghosts now. Why not? Why not? And a lot of the stuff that's leaked out about this movie have turned out to be true. So if this becomes a true thing, it really wouldn't surprise me. I wouldn't wow, I didn't see that coming. It's like, well, yeah, that makes sense. They had no idea what the hell they were doing. Basically, this would be a way for Han, Leia, who they'd probably use CGI, and Luke to finally have that scene and that moment together that everybody wanted. This would be a way for them to very lazily make that happen. Just be really lazy. Oh, yeah, he can be a Force ghost now. There we go. There's that scene you guys wanted. You wanted them all together one last time. There you go. Literally, it's throwing crap at a wall. And then there's even more stuff that's come out. Bunch of stuff. Basically, this was the big one. I can't get this all on the screen, but the latest one is basically, so Rey is going to get taken out after she kills off Palpatine, and then Kylo is going to come back and give his life for her to come back to life, and then they're going to have a shipping moment for the shippers and kiss passionately, and then Kylo's going to die. And then that will be the end of the movie, and then she'll go to Tatooine, and she'll be Rey Skywalker and, dream of her precious man. So, we'll just please the shippers, because that's what Star Wars should always be, a teen drama.
How dare you?
Well, let's go back to when we were talking about putting modern social contemporary issues into these movies, because it's going to make them age terribly, by the way, because no one's going to give a damn about this stuff in 10 years, because these weirdos will age out and they're not going to have any kids. So, that's going to kind of solve a lot of the issues right there. So you have this mindset in Hollywood, and of course they're all going to jump on it. So to be fair, she's just trying to fit in. But, you had Mark Hamill doing it where he was making fun of Trump Jr.'s kid, or was it Ivanka's kid? It was Ivanka's kid, pretty much blasting him for having fun promoting Star Wars. And he got a lot of blowback for messing with kids, and he walked it back. But then you have Daisy Ridley saying every sane person has an issue with the president. No, just the crazy people obsess about it. So apparently this is marketing for the movie, because this was in her Guardian interview. Went on and spoke to mock not only the Orange Man, but the people over in Brexit stuff. So, we always have to draw lines. Hey, you're not welcome at the movie. I don't want you there. I don't even want you as a fan. I can't stand these celebrities and these people in Hollywood. It's because, are you good enough, to be my fan? It's not how it should be where, am I good enough for you to be a fan of me? No, it's, are you good enough to be my fan? You have to be worthy for you to even like their stuff, because they don't even want you there. They don't want you at their Star Wars movie. They don't want you to support. They don't need you, and that's really been telling. That's why the ticket sales are so low, because you're literally mocking millions of people. But I guess that's okay. We just mock millions of potential customers. We don't need them at our Star Wars movie. And this is why this movie is going to hurt, because this is the way they keep marketing it. That's what she's saying on interviews, and you don't see anybody calling her up and saying, walk that back. I don't care how you feel about any of those people politically. It's not really anything that this channel is truly all about. I don't really talk about too much politics. I just don't like people being smeared for who they want to support. And being told, well, we got to cancel you. We don't want you in our fandom, which is pretty much what they're doing. And that's why they're putting these issues all over the movies, ruining them even more, because these people are absolutely batshit crazy. And, it's never going to stop until they run this franchise into the ground. And that's all it would take. Rise of Skywalker gets ran into the ground. You're going to see heads roll. You're going to see pretty much Lucasfilm get gutted from head to toe. And we'll get a lot of new executives in there. Maybe ones that actually care about fans. That would be great. And it would be fun to see the Screechers get mad because Kathleen Kennedy got fired. Though I don't think that they'll truly fire her. They'll, she'll say, I want to move on to better things. I want to do something new, which means she got fired. She got fired. And then they'll have a new person come in and they're training her in quotations. Or really she's just taking over while Kathleen Kennedy sits in an office for the rest of her year before her contract's up. So anyway, I'm not surprised insiders are getting scared. Are you? Let me know what you think about these insiders, the people that work there, these executives and people that work on Lucasfilm projects freaking out, trying to blame each other. What do you think about that? What do you think about them being so political in the movies and the actors running around telling you we don't want your business? Give me your thoughts on that. Throw a like up. Remember, comments and likes really help the video in the algorithm, so please consider interacting. Also, please consider sharing the video because the algorithm's not going to do it for us. And then make sure you hit that subscription bell. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit the notification bell as well. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out. Also, take a moment. Make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. There's something going on right now, and they've been unsubscribing people. So just take a second and double check on that and subscribe if you're new.